Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. I'm Jeff Doan, will be accompanied soon by TJ Newsham. It's a pleasure to have you along for this great matchup tonight. The Western Warriors entertaining the John Glenn Lady Bobcats in the first of a doubleheader out here at Western. Both of these teams find themselves in the upper echelon of their division, and they're no strangers to each other. These girls are very familiar with the talents of each other. We are excited about those possibilities. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and hear from both the head coaches and their words of wisdom as we inch our way closer to game time right here on Bay County TV.
At Covenant Healthcare, we lead with the most advanced technology. We lead with the most experienced, comprehensive medical and surgical teams. We lead with partnerships to teach our future doctors, and with organizations who help us bring world-renowned care close to home. We lead because our patients are at the center of everything we do. Covenant Healthcare, extraordinary care for every generation.
Good evening and welcome back to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on BCTV. Jeff Doan along with Corey Schneider, the girls varsity basketball coach at John Glenn. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Well, very seldom when I start talking with a coach do we talk about a loss and how that's benefited your team, but very recently you had one of those games.
Yeah, you know, I thought that we battled really hard against Heritage, got off to a really slow start. We were down 10-0, 12-0 before we even got some points on the board. So it was nice to be able to cut it to a single-digit lead, really battle our way out of, a difficult situation. I thought we could have folded at that point, and we showed some mettle in that moment.
Now, going into the season, you probably had a few unknowns with your girls, but I think at this point in the season, you've got to be pretty pleased with the way that they're rounding into shape.
Yeah, I think that we're starting to find some consistency, starting to add some depth to our roster, which I thought that we didn't really have in the beginning of the season. Becoming more and more comfortable going a little bit deeper into the bench, trying to get as ready as we can for the playoff push.
Well, and that's what people don't realize. It's a 20-game marathon. It's not a sprint. I can tell that your girls are continuing to get better, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, you've got to be able to see the big picture. And again, we're not in it for moral victories. 9-2 teams don't have moral victories. But again, when you look at that Heritage game, you look at being able to play in an atmosphere like that, to add some depth, to get some girls some of that experience in games like that. It does broaden your picture and give you a little bit better of an outlook come end of the season.
Now, you've been there long enough now. Tradition is a great thing at that school. So girls coming up to the varsity have an expectation already, and I think that's helped your program immensely.
I would agree. I think that we've had some great success over my tenure here. This is actually year 10 for me. So, we've had some nice success. The middle school girls coming up, the youth program coming up is hugely beneficial to us, and they come into our varsity program with the expectation of we have to play defense first, and then from there we try to be as open and free-flowing as we can offensively and kind of let them do their thing offensively, but we're sticklers on the defensive end.
I'm excited about the game tonight. Two very good teams banging head. Wish you success not only tonight but the rest of the year, Coach.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll be back in just a minute as our pregame show rolls on here on BCTV.
You treat your family with extraordinary care every day, which is why when it comes to their health, more of you choose Covenant Healthcare. We specialize in extraordinary care, from diagnosis to recovery, from babies to grandparents. Learn more about our extraordinary bariatrics program. Sign up for our free seminar.
Good evening and welcome back to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan along with the head girls basketball coach out here at Western, Brian Merritt. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now you're in a situation here, your first year on varsity, but you're about a decade into your program here at Western, so you're certainly nothing new to this program.
No, I know these girls very well. Of course, I'm following a legend here in Tim Walker, but we're just trying to keep up with the winning ways that he's developed here in the last couple of years.
Now, when you work with these girls, obviously you had them already one time, so That's got to make that transition into the varsity coach good, because they know your expectations already and what you're looking for.
Very much so. That makes it much easier for me when I don't have to spell everything out. They know exactly what I expect. They know how I'm going to react to things. I know how their personalities are. It makes it very simple.
You've had some success this year with the girls. Obviously, they're rounding into shape for the end of that regular season and hopefully a nice tournament run.
For sure. And this is an exciting week for us because we get to play John Glenn tonight. We get to play Traverse City West tomorrow. Those are 2 of our 4 losses, and my girls are very, very excited to try to redeem themselves here.
Now, one of the great things about coaching is looking to your right and seeing a man sitting there that has been by your side for a long time. Talk about that confidant that you have sitting there that can find things that you don't zero in on, and what that means to you as a head coach.
Oh, it's awesome to have an assistant coach that not only do I go back with Coach McCready, we went to college together, so therefore he can step up and say just about anything to me and I'm not going to be offended. He sees things that maybe I don't see on the floor, and he can jump up and tell me right from wrong, and I don't hesitate to listen to him at any time.
Well, it's a pleasure spending a minute with you. We're excited about this matchup tonight. 2 great teams, 2 well-coached teams. Best of luck tonight and the rest of the season. We'll be back in just a minute with all the game action right here on Bay County TV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Good evening and welcome back. It's going to be a good one tonight. Jeff Doan along with Jared Doan on the camera to start with, and Nick Page producing and directing. To be continued. We've got some illness and we've got a knee replacement. We're replacing them. They'll be shifted on the fly. TJ Newsham will be en route, as well as Matthew Place. That's what makes this a thing of beauty, as the John Glenn Bobcats start off getting the opening tip. And into the offensive set they go. Errant pass that was headed towards the corner. And number 11, Kelly Lohr, was going to the hole looking for that pass. And it sailed behind her into the first row of the seats. First turnover of the ball game, and the first offensive possession for the Western Warriors. Some good motion offense right now as the Western Warriors are going to run a little weave out in front. And Sydney Nesbitt is going to back things out and reset the show. A little screen and roll action, well picked up by the John Glenn Bobcats. As Jensen Taylor's trying to make things happen, and she sends that ball down. And the ball is tipped away as number 42, Addie Cooley, tried to save it. And she did save it back into the hands of the John Glenn Lady Bobcats. We've played just over our first minute of the first quarter. Still no score. Kelly Lohr gets that ball and moving it around the wing. Nice wide open 3 ball that time. In and out, but the rebound and the putback by Kelly Lohr after that first miss from number 15, Carly McCrum. First deuce of the ball game, a minute and a half into our first quarter. And Sydney Nesbitt's going to try and work her way to the hole. She gets stuffed. There's a wide open 3 ball and the miss from Adeline Ziemer. Nice job as it's one and done for the Lady Bobcats, and they'll go back into the offensive set. Up 2-0, and there is a steal. Megan Lukowski getting those mitts on the ball. Long 3 ball coming up a little bit short from Ziemer again. Another one and done rebound as it comes down to McCrum into the front court. Sends it over on the left wing. Nice wide open 3 ball. Abby Tarrant tickles the twine on the trifecta. And it's 2.5 minutes into our first quarter. The only 5 points on the board belong to the John Glenn Lady Bobcats. Dribble penetration that time by Lukowski, cut off at the baseline. Very nicely done defensively. Long three ball is a little bit short from number 20, Jensen Taylor. So that ball goes out of bounds and will go back over to the John Glenn Lady Bobcats. Incredible officiating crew on hand again for tonight's game. And we're going to have our first foul of the first quarter. And let's see who they're going to get that on. Jensen Taylor picking up her first and team foul number 1. Abby Tarrant gets through the first. Nice dribble penetration. Wide open three ball. Halfway down for number 20. As Kuchar couldn't get that to drop, and the loose change goes off to the side. And it will go back over to the Western Warriors, looking to dent the scoreboard for the first time in this ball game. Just over 3 minutes played in our first quarter of play here at Western. Wide open three ball. Great look, just a little bit long. Nice backside rebound that time by Abby Tarrant. Abby gets the offense set as they try and go down underneath the Kelly Lohr. Nice little skip pass back across the way. And nothing much there as Abby Tarrant decides she's going to back it out. And the three-point shot up by Kuchar. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. And that is going to be a 30-second timeout by Brian Merritt. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Back here on Bay County TV, the Western Warriors held scoreless for just about the first half of the first quarter, 4-15 and counting left in that first quarter. This is a team that normally doesn't have issues putting the ball in the hole. Jensen Taylor trying to slide around, and we're going to have a moving screen. That's going to be on Addie Cooley as she picks up her first, and that's team foul number 2. Halfway through that first quarter, John Glenn Bobcats with that 5-0 lead and possession. Boy, Western doubles that ball. It gets into the high post. Send it back out, and they restart the show. Wide open for a good look from 3. It was McCrum. Could not get it to drop. Long rebound comes down to the Western Lady Warriors. Jensen Taylor gets the ball over to number 34, Zemer. Zemer wide open for a great look from 3, halfway down. An offensive rebound comes down again to Cooley. So they're going to reset the offense. Sending over Jensen Taylor. Momentarily had a look. Now she's going to dribble penetrate. Very nice. Soft with the left hand. Little teardrop from 5 at the first deuce of the ball game for the Lady Warriors, with 3:10 left in our first quarter of play. The John Glenn Bobcats have not really gotten it going offensively as well. Kelly Lohr had that shot redirected. And there it goes, right into the hands. Look at the hands of Coach Harmon down there. Back from his days of playing and coaching, he just scooped that up like it was no big deal. I'd say get him a bag of popcorn if he returns the ball. That was a gallant effort by good old Dick Harmon. Back into the offensive set come the John Glenn Bobcats. Sliding it over to the near side. Crum trying to dribble penetrate. Trying to send that back underneath. Cooley had that figured out and got in front of the pass. Could not corral it, but knocked it out of bounds. Back over to the John Glenn Lady Bobcats with 2:40 left in our first quarter of play. That ball goes out of bounds. Right over in the corner, Jeff Yates, the varsity boys coach, gets a little activity now too. He didn't plan on getting his hands on the ball before the boys game started. As they get this ball out, Kelly Lohr with a great pass just inside the free throw extension. And a nice save, but the ball goes back to the John Glenn Lady Bobcats. And Ezra Lamba is going to pick up the foul. She was stepped in front of the pass, couldn't corral it, and as soon as she lost it, picked up a foul some 75 feet from the basket. Here comes Nesbitt. Sydney wide open from 23. She can make that shot. She tickles the twine on the trifecta. Made it look easy. Got her feet set and let it go. A little 5-0 run for the Lady Warriors. It's now 5-5. As the Bobcats back into the offensive end. Lamba with the long rebound. At the other end of the floor, that is going to be McCrum. Foul is going to go against Abby Tarrant, and that will be her first and team foul number 2. $1:55 left in our first quarter of play. Sydney Nesbitt, the floor general for the Western Lady Warriors. Gets it back to Jensen Taylor. Sliding it around to Lukowski. Lukowski with a real nice dribble penetration. Slices and dices her way down the lane. Kissing it soft off the glass for the deuce. And it is a situation where, and we're going to have a Lamba moving screen. And that will be the second foul on Lamba. As with $1:27 left in our first quarter of play. Nice to welcome Matthew Place on board. We are now going to be going to the 2-camera setup. We're appreciative of his efforts on short notice to come and bail us out. As Natalie Doan is home ailing seriously from a massive case of the flu. We wish her nothing but health and strength quickly so she can get back in time for our next one. 1:10 left as that shot goes up from number 33, Lukowski. She could not get that to drop. And with a minute left in our first quarter of play, down a deuce, strong to the hole. We're going to have a foul. And we're going to have 2 shots. And that will be Maddie Russell to the line to shoot a pair.
25, her first, Western's third. 2 shots.
Very deliberate at the free throw line. Little southpaw stroke. Lets it fly. Nothing but cotton on the first attempt. Second free throw attempt forthcoming with 55.5 left. Going to be short, but we've got a lane violation. We'll give another free throw to Maddie Russell. And Maddie came up, short-armed that last free throw. So she's very happy to have another. Again, 55.5 ticks left in the first. Much better bend of the knees. Flick of the wrist. All cotton on the delivery. As Sydney Nesbitt's going to try and dribble penetrate. Strong to the hole she goes. Good defense that time. As Lohr just got a great defensive position. Got what we call verticality. Was entitled to her spot and played it perfectly. 3 ball from the top. Fight for the loose change, and it comes down to Lukowski with 25 ticks left in the first quarter. Sydney. Jensen Taylor now trying to roll around right now as she decides to reset the offense. As that ball was tipped, so you can go over and back to get it. And with 10 seconds left, Western probably will take the last shot of that quarter. Lukowski doesn't know the time that's left. Shot goes up, from Nesbitt. She can't get it to go at the end of one. Just as we started, we're all knotted up. Back for the second quarter in just a moment on Bay County TV. Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs. Back and ready to roll here with the second quarter off the alternate possession. Ball is to be inbounded and touched first by the Lady Warriors of Western. Jensen Taylor up top. Nesbitt's going to dribble, penetrate, and let it fly from just free throw extension. Very nice touch that time. Unofficially 5 points for Nesbitt here in the first half. And could be the first lead of the ball game for the Lady Warriors. Abby Tarrant gets that ball over on the wing. Western really extending their defense right now. McCrum gets it back to Tarrant. Ball to McCrum in the corner. Sends it back up top, and it's going to be an over and back. As we're going to go down the floor, and it will be an out-of-bounds situation. And we'll have a substitute coming into the ball game. Grace Weitzel coming into the ball game. Ball will be inbounded by Sydney Nesbitt into the hands of Jensen Taylor. Sliding around wide open for a 3-ball. And oh, off the glass, tickling the twine. Megan Lukowski. She called glass, I heard it. No fear. That trifecta makes the score 12-7. As a little 12-2 run now by Western. Abby Tarrant can't get that bunny to drop as it's brought down the floor on a controlled break by the Lady Warriors, and it's in and out of the hands of Jensen Taylor. Now Western very quick back on defense and transition. And Jensen Taylor says, I'm going to try and pick the pocket here to get one back. Nice job. Kelly Lohr going strong to the hole. Went through a couple of bodies. Couldn't finish. Nice look, though. You'll take that all night long as a coach. Taylor to Nesbitt. Back up top. 24 feet off the mark. Nice rebound that time. The ball is taken away. And it will be 2 free throw attempts for Jensen Taylor. Abby Tarrant with her second and team foul number 4. To the free throw line, number 20, Jensen Taylor, the 5'6" senior. Gets 3 pieces of iron, cannot get that shot to drop. She'll have another opportunity from the line. As they've got a couple of substitutions rolling around. Love to see the officials talking to the coaches to explain things as that shot is up and good on the second free throw. Split of the 2. It's 13-7. Little full court pressure. Great look underneath as Kelly Lohr had that shot blocked as she went up. Quickly into the transition offense come the Lady Warriors. Very nice job of help defense that time by number 20, Kucher. Nice look underneath. And that ball goes out of bounds. And it will be back over to the John Glenn Lady Bobcats. 5:25 left in our first half. A little 13-2 run right now for Western. Nice pass underneath, not quite ready to receive it. And Jensen Taylor has that ball tipped back out. And a little 18-footer. And that is Lukowski. Nearly a travel, but just got rid of it in time. That ball is off the mark, and all of a sudden the John Glenn Lady Bobcats cannot seem to find that lid to get it off of the hole. As the rebound finally comes down, it's tipped to Kelly Lohr. Down on the controlled break she comes. Sending it over. And that is number 3, Pumford, as Grace gets it back up top to number 20, Kuchar. Approaching the halfway mark of our first half of play. Sliding it around the horn. Wide open for a 3-ball. That one won't drop either. Here we come down on a controlled break. It's 2-on-3. Ball up a little bit strong. And very nice job to get it back out. Nesbitt's going to reset the show. Kelly Lohr closed out in a huge hurry to keep Herb Nesbitt from even being able to eyeball that shot. Strong to the hole. And we're going to have a fight for the loose ball. And it finally comes back into the hands of Pumford, who's going to come down the floor with less than 4 minutes left in our first half of play. Now down the floor, it's Lukowski. 3:33 and counting left in the first half. Shot is off the mark from Weitzel. Sydney Nesbitt with the pick of the pocket and a great look back to Jensen Taylor. And we're going to have a full timeout by the John Glenn Lady Bobcats. A 17-2 run for the Western Lady Warriors. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Hi, my name is Grace and I love music, but I've also struggled with depression. I wouldn't be here doing what I love if it wasn't for OK to Say.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a 2-year starter on the varsity football team, and with all the pressure building up, I've had thoughts of suicide, and I might not be here today without OK to Say.
Hi, my name is Haley and I just got into med school. If I hadn't got the help that I needed, I wouldn't have been able to pursue my dream of becoming a doctor. OK to Say saved me.
OK to Say saved me.
OK to Say saved me. Don't hesitate to speak up.
Back here on Bay County TV. There you're looking at it. That's the substitute for supper. If you're coming right straight from work and you don't have time to go home and cook, you can't beat popcorn at the basketball game. Corey Schneider was not happy with the last couple of possessions from his girls. More on the defensive end than the offensive end, but he got his point across, and let's see if that opens up the lid on the basket for the girls. As Kelly Lohr underneath tried to pass, Sydney Nesbitt anticipated that passing lane. Down the floor with another little teardrop from about 6. Nesbitt is just having an incredible offensive first half. And here comes the Lady Bobcats. Kuchar sends it back up top. Great look from 3. Double iron, not able to finish. Ball loose on the ground. Pumford couldn't come up with it. And here comes Jensen Taylor back into the front court. Wide open from about 22 feet. Lukowski puts the shot up. Can't get it, but a long rebound. Jensen Taylor with her hands on the ball. And look at that. Nesbitt right back. Taylor wide open again. Squares it up. Lets it fly. Can't get it, but she had her own rebound. She knew exactly where it was going. And it looks like the Bobcats are going to pick up their 5th team foul of the first half. Kuchar picking up her first and team number 5. Trying to get that thing in, just beating the 5 seconds, approaching the 2-minute mark of our first half. Screen and roll up top. What a great look underneath and a finish for Addie Cooley. What a great high-low pick and roll as she screened and went low and got a great pass. No rotation on the defense and an easy deuce. 21-7 right now. Kuchar with a wide open 3 ball. Can't get it to drop. Here comes Nesbitt, and she's quick. She's going to go coast to coast. She is grabbed, and that will be, are they going to talk about an intentional foul here? Did she make an effort? We are just going to have an intentional foul. When you make no attempt to go after the person, then you're going to get that call. And I love the fact that 2 officials get together and discuss it, and they both agreed on it. If they didn't both agree on it, then they would not have called it unless somebody felt really strongly about it. As the first free throw is no good. Second free throw attempt with the bend of the knees and a flick of the wrist. All Cotton on the delivery. Now this different from a technical foul. The point of interruption is where this ball will be inbounded and not opposite table at midcourt. So it's going to be Western ball with $1:34 left in our first half. They were trying to get a little quick play out of the out of bounds as the shot went up from number 20, Jensen Taylor. That was up a little bit short. Great job of rebounding that time by the Lady Bobcats, who are just starving for a basket. Kuchar answers the bell by rattling home and tickling the twine on the trifecta. Much needed 3 for the Lady Bobcats here with $1:10 and counting left at our first half of play. Kowski sends it to the corner. That was a dangerous pass. Wide open for the long 3 ball. That misses the mark too. Here comes Tarrant down the floor. Nice crossover dribble. Sends it back. Kuchar tried to put the shot up. Wasn't much there. Here comes Jensen Taylor looking to go coast to coast. Puts it up. Kissing it off the glass for the deuce with 40 ticks left in the first half. 24-10. Western on top. Lower wide open for a 3 ball. Up a little bit strong. Backside rebound, my favorite in the game. Look at that. Squares it up, lets it fly again. Nesbitt can't get the shot to drop. Abby Tarrant with a big-time rebound. And back onto the offensive set here with 11 ticks left. McCrum gets it back to number 2. Abby Tarrant can't get it to drop. 3 seconds left. That will do it at the end of our first half of play. The Lady Warriors from Western 24. And the Lady Bobcats from John Glenn 10. We'll take a break in a minute. We'll recap the first half, set the stage for the second half right here on Bay County TV.
Where did this rash come from? Hold on, let me see. Could be bed bugs. Oh. Mom, Grant says I have bed bugs.
Let's see what the doctor says.
Introducing Covenant Virtual Care. Real-time video doctor visits, e-prescriptions, and follow-up. Now extraordinary care comes to you.
See, it's just poison ivy. Smart advanced.
Learn more at covenantvirtualcare.com.
Back at the half to look at what that first half transpired, what the second half brings after a little 5-0 start to begin the game. The Western Warrior ladies have come back with a 24-5 run to close out the first quarter and in through the second quarter and have a 24-10 lead at the half. Great shot selection from those John Glenn Bobcats in the first half. Just could not take the lid off the basket after scoring the first 5 points of the ball game. Western started slow, but certainly are putting it together offensively, led by Nesbitt, as she has double digits in that first half, and she put together a great performance. It'll be interesting to see what the second half brings. I'll be joined by TJ Newsham for the second half and the second half of the doubleheader. Back in a moment with all the second half game action in just a moment, right here on Bay County TV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports. a winning part of a complete education.
I'm Jeff Doan along with Jared Doan and Matthew Place on the cameras, and Nick Page producing and directing the show. TJ Newsham en route, and we'll be here momentarily. He'll be picking it up on the fly to pick the headset up and offer us a little color commentary here on the second half, and the second half of the doubleheader being the boys' version of John Glenn and Western. Very deliberate offense right now. The Bobcats are looking to make sure that their first offensive possession of this third quarter is a statement play, finishing with a basket. Ball tipped away and back out of bounds. Active hands that time by Lukowski. And the ball goes back over underneath their own basket to the John Glenn Lady Bobcats. 7:28 left in our third. Trying to just beat that 5 second. You can go into the back court. But I'll tell you what, a great job by Nesbitt, who's the fastest girl on the floor. Fight for the loose ball down on the floor, and we are going to have a jump ball. Nice job by the officiating crew as they walk right on top of that situation. Make sure they get a nice loud whistle to make certain that everybody stops when they hear that whistle. Jump ball off the alternate possession. It'll go back over to the Western Lady Warriors. Moving the ball around, Jensen Taylor in the corner. Not much there. She brings it through the horn. And I welcome TJ Newsham to the broadcast this evening. In a first half, TJ, that the John Glenn Lady Bobcats jumped out to a 5-0 lead in the first 4 minutes of the first quarter. But since then, it's been all Western on the offensive end. The Bobcats have taken great shots, just not been able to find the bottom of the hole.
Well, anytime you're in a situation where you're in a rival game, as you are well aware of, it's about who wants it more.
And right now, Western on the transition defense. Nice job by Abby Tarrant. Gets down the floor, cannot finish, and Abby's going to pick up her third personal foul. And that does not bode well for the playing time. And that's a foul that you kind of sometimes wish you had back when you're 85 feet from the basket.
You are, but when you're a coach like Coach Corey Schneider is, 6:27 in the third quarter, you're down by 14 points. She's one of your top players. You got to keep her in the game. You got to give her a chance to make amends for that.
And she knew right away as soon as she had done it what had happened. Kowski wide open for a three ball. Can't get that one to drop. Love the box out position that time by Lamba.
Well, I tell you what, you can't get a better box out position than there. Now let's see if they can capitalize on the offensive end.
But Lamba might have had a step on the baseline, didn't realize she had that step, went back out to reset the show. Send the ball back. It's up and missed that time by McCrum. One and done as the rebound comes down to the Western Lady Warriors with 5:40 left in our third.
Well, I'm sure Coach Merritt right now is just telling his girls to be patient. Get layups, layup opportunities.
Yes. But you know, again, you ran the play, you got the play that you wanted. It wasn't able to finish, but still a great job. There's a nice job. Loose change falling right into the lap of Abby Tarrant. She knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, she's going to put the ball in the basket, and that's when you go back to it from a Coach Merritt standpoint going, that's why the layup they just had previous possession was so important.
Look at the nice little drop step, not much there. Another nice defensive box out by Abby Tarrant. She's trying to make it happen on both ends of the floor.
Well, she got called for that cheap one. I don't want to say cheap as far as the officials go, but cheap one as far as a player goes, 94 feet from the basket. She's trying to make sure she doesn't let her teammates down.
Boy, in that time, Western playing pretty good defense, but they stopped moving their feet, and with the reach in, makes it a pretty easy call for the refs.
It's so easy to do. You're playing defense, and, from the offensive side, you're just waiting for the defense to put their heels to the ground, because then that's at the point you have them, and that's exactly what happened there. They got caught looking. Get caught looking, you're going to have trouble.
First of two is good. Second free throw. She uses all the expensive stuff, the iron, the glass, and finally the cotton. That's the trifecta of a free throw.
She's making sure that Bay City millage went through perfectly.
Wide open for a three, ball off the top. Great no call because there's nothing wrong with the ball going off the top. Abby Tarrant has that ball taken away. And quickly back down the floor is Sydney Nesbitt. Look at the job she does, and she gets the shot up, can't get it, but we're going to have a jump ball off the alternate possession. It'll go to John Glenn. Love watching Sydney Nesbitt in transition because she's the quickest girl on the floor.
Well, you can appreciate this, but we got a little bit of timeout right now, so let's go to that.
We'll take a break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Back here at Bay County TV, there's the voice, Mr. Harmon himself. Bay County Sports Hall of Fame as well. He was talking to the baseball coach, Coach McDonald, there for a minute. So a real meeting of the minds.
I tell you what, that guy has more sports information
that he's
somewhere,
forgotten.
somewhere tucked away.
Yes. He's just a great human being as well, too, and he's given back for how long? He's been part of sports now for 5 decades as the ball is knocked out of bounds, and it will go over to the John Glenn Lady Bobcats.
Well, he's been around since '74 is the first year that I remember seeing his name involved with most of the coaching. That's not to say he wasn't doing it before, but as far as varsity and being involved.
Long shot up as Lamba gets a long rebound. And there's going to be a Western foul. White Skull.
You know, it's funny because I'm always watching and where are those elbows at? You know, we're teaching the kids nowadays, hey, elbows high, chin it. You know, and that was a situation where I thought maybe she got away with a little bit of an elbow.
Wide open for a three ball off the front iron. Sydney Nesbitt saw where that was going, turned around and went right to the spot. 18-footer in and out by Weitzel. And another shot off the miss by Taylor. And down the floor, here comes Abby Tarrant. Look at the defense.
Oh, they're getting back. Definitely you're getting back. You know, the thing I think right now Western needs is a good possession offensively. Run some clock, run some time, and get a layup. Get a layup opportunity.
They've still got that 10-point lead with 3:25 left. Nice job of finding the loose change on the floor. Jensen Taylor dribble penetrated, not much there. Turns around from the outside, lets it fly. Abby Tarrant, another big-time rebound. As she's been extremely active, and she is showing Coach Schneider why he showed confidence in her when she picked up number 3 to stay in the ball game.
Oh, yeah, she's not making any mistake, any issue. I don't know what the whistle was, a little call right there. I'm not sure where that came from. However, you know, Terrence, you know, as a youngster, you know, she's showing great maturity for not making that fourth foul, not getting called for that reaching, not getting called. She got called once. You know, let's give her credit. She got called once. She's like, okay, my hands are up.
Well, it's nice, too, when you can count on 2 sophomores on your varsity to start that both have quality minutes and are great productive players. Bodes well for the continued success of the Bobcat program.
Well, we're back to Western right now on the offensive side of it. I think, you know, they've had a couple of offensive possessions where they had layups. They didn't make them, but they've had possessions where they've got layups. And I think that's where they really need to get back to. They've shot a lot of three-point shots. They've shot a lot of long-range shots. They're not hitting them right now. Let's get a layup. Let's get off 24. What do they say? They get off the Schneider?
That is a good phrase indeed. Down 10 with possession right now. Trying to make things happen. Nice job by Kelly Lohr to come out and offer an opportunity. Wide open, Abby Tarrant. Can't get the shot to drop, but very aware of where she is Weitzel. And she knew exactly where her teammate was at, able to save the ball, continue the possession. A very briskly played third quarter here, 2 minutes and counting left in the third. Western still by 10.
You know, when you got guards like Taylor, when you got guards like Nesbitt for Western, you know, there's always that, you know, especially with being the seniors now, they've always got that little sense of calm. And that's exactly what they're looking for right now. Between Nesbitt and Jensen Taylor right now, I'm pretty sure that one of those two are going to get the shot.
Well, you know, Nesbitt wanted that last shot. Kelly Lord does such a great job of closing out to make sure that that shot doesn't go up clean. Nice job defensively to knock the ball away with $1:38 left in the third. Western back on the offense under their own basket.
I'm kind of surprised Coach Merritt hasn't called a timeout just to get his girls back together and try to figure out a quick hitter. Just something for those guys, ladies, to get something together where they can get something within their offense.
And there's a nice one, and it is going to go over as that ball just was whizzing. Had a little bit of a flare on the back of it. It flamed, and it's going to go back over to John Glenn. They got an opportunity to cut it to single digits here before the end of the third.
Well, Weitzel had a great pass there. Just unfortunately went off a fingertip, and all of a sudden Glenn's within 8 with a minute left. Minute 10.
McCrum did a great job with the drop step, used the high glass, got the deuce. As Nesbitt in the corner, sends it back out. Another long-range three ball. And fighting for the loose change. And I think that they're going to get Lamba with a foul.
You know, it's not a bad foul right there. You know, she was going for the rebound. It's one of those things where you get the hand, you get the ball, but as a player, you're going down and you're just grabbing. You know, it's a situation where most officials, not most, some officials would have called the jump ball just because they seen the action. That guy looked in, he's seen the call, a little bit of arm.
When Nesbitt comes up short again, and now all of a sudden Western can't find the bottom of the hole. And maybe shot selection has something to do with it, but the quick hands defensively force the turnover.
Well, they got 43 seconds left here in the first half. I'm about to wonder what kind of shot they're going to get. You know what? Let's shoot a three. Let's drop a triple.
Why not? It's an open look. It hits the bottom of the hole, and it gives you a double-digit lead.
And that's right there in broadcasting how you do it.
Wide open for another three ball, and the answer, Lincoln Kucher. And we're going to have a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Caucaulin, or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
All right, back ready for the last 15 ticks of the third quarter. Western will look to potentially take that last shot of the quarter with 7 seconds left. Nesbitt goes down, a little bit out of control. Good no call from the official at the end of 3. It's 27-19. The Bobcats back in single digits. Back in a moment for the final 8 on Bay County TV.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and today I'm here to change your outlook on becoming a referee. Sometimes being a referee can be hard work, but I'm here to tell you that the positives far outweigh the negatives. Just think of the impact you could have on the younger generation, the laughs you could share, and the lives you could change. There's an unofficiated game that needs you.
And they got to it and gave themselves a second chance opportunity.
You just don't want to get in a situation where that's your best shot opportunity, because I can guarantee, as she makes the first one, I can guarantee between anybody who watches basketball, you can get that shot anytime. That three-point shot, that 24-foot shot, you're going to get that anytime. It's about run your offense, run some clock, especially when you're up 9, run some clock, run some time, and get something of quality
You know, given enough time, look at Abby Tarrant with a great move to the hole again, catching some defensive people flat-footed with a reach-in. And the thing that's really impressed me about this sophomore is, again, 6.5 left in the third, picks up her third foul. Coach Schneider says, I'm going to leave her in the ball game, and she has really paid dividends since that point in the third.
I think you can look at Coach Schneider right now. He looks over at Coach Clyde on the end of the bench. He says, hey, she's got this. She's got this. You know, he knows her. He knows her better than we do. He knows her better than anybody and knows that she's a gamer.
Look at Taylor with a nice little crossover dribble. Might have tried to force feed that into a double team. Wide open up top for the 3-ball. Tickling the twine is Addie Zemer.
I tell you what, we were sitting here talking about 3-pointers. That was a great shot. She stepped into it, got her momentum going in one direction.
And they got an offensive foul. Contact initiated by the drop of the shoulder on the way to the hole.
We know, we have known, you and I both have known Sydney since she was a second grader. And she's always been a feisty little girl. She's always been a feisty little player, a little feisty little athlete. And right there, taking charges, that is exactly what we're talking about with the type of player she needs to be.
Western in a 30-second timeout. Take a break and be back with 6:37 left in the game on Bay County TV.
How's married life? Are you ready to have a baby? Baby, baby. How about that baby? Ooh. I'm not getting any younger.
When you are ready, with the only neonatal intensive care unit in the Great Lakes Bay region, Covenant is the safest place for your delivery. Go to mycovenantbaby.com.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and TJ Newsham along with you. Brian Merritt with a quick little timeout. We think that there's speculation he may try and take just a tad bit of air out of the ball with that lead, and he forces the defense to come down and play. And nothing there. Nice job by Taylor. And there's a long 3-ball that's up. Fight Abby Tarrant trying to get the loose change. Back up again. Long 3-ball. And the 3-ball is good by number 20, Jensen Taylor, tickling the twine on the trifecta.
I'll tell you what, she doesn't know what's going on. She's like, I didn't get touched.
So it's after the shot, and it's going to be a 3-point basket and possession for Western.
Well, this is even greater for Western. It's an opportunity for a 5 or a 6-point play without the ball ever going back in John Glenn's possession.
Boy, that's a tough turn of events for Coach Schneider.
Well, he gets 4 fouls on Lamba, number 1. Number 2, you know, she hits a wide open 3, and you're kind of wondering where your defense is at.
As again, they're showing some patience. Baseline was not there, so they're going to send it back and take their time. Wide open with a little 15-footer coming up short from Zemer. And a rebound down 15. Back to the other end of the floor. There's Lohr with a backside rebound, putting it right back up. Lukowski with a foul. And that will send number 11.
I think McCrum did all the right things there. You know, Nesbitt was waiting for the charge. She kind of went away from the contact. And like most kids do, they try to avoid the layup aspect of it. Make the layup. If the official calls a foul, that's great. You get a chance at an and one. But don't try to get the foul, thus missing the layup in the same process. It's one or the other.
Second free throw is all Cotton, so a split of the two. Got a sub coming in. And that's the thing. When you're going strong to the hole, even if you know there's contact, you got to keep that chin up so that you're looking up. You look down and you throw the balance of the whole body off.
Absolutely. You know, the biggest thing is we talk about is making sure your body is understanding its number one job, which is to make the layup. Not worry about the foul, not worry about the contact. Ooh, nice switch from the left to the right by Jensen Taylor.
And there's a long 3-ball on the outside. Backside rebound again. Jensen Taylor wide open for another 3-ball. Third shot opportunity. Corey Schneider is just frustrated right now. His girls just cannot get a defensive rebound. to save their life. Kelly Lohr sends it back up top, back into the hands of Kuchar.
Coach Schneider's watching his team, and they're getting that one initial stop, but it's a second, it's a third chance opportunities right now that are really driving him to make his players well aware that he knows that they know that something's not going right out there.
Wamba with a nice strong move to the hole, couldn't get the shot to drop. She's going to pick up a pair at the free throw line. Down 17, they need instant offense.
Well, they're down to, Kuchar's a three-point shooter. You got McCrum. You got some drivers on their team, but you know what? They're going to have to hit some outside shots, but let's go back to the defensive end. They're going to have to get stops. On the first shot, they're going to have to get those rebounds.
Yeah, they can't give up second shot opportunities, but even if they get deuces, that would allow them to get into some full court pressure. And look at that. Sid Nesbitt does a great job of looking on the backside, just a little bit out in front of Sophie Miller. And that turnover is going to give the ball back. But again, Sydney had an opportunity there to just turn around and reset the show.
And as she gets through, this is their senior year. They're 12, 13 games through the season. They're still in the Valley race. That's an opportunity right there to go, you know what, we're up 17. What's the difference between being up 19 or being up 17 with 3.5 left? And that's something that Coach Merritt, I'm sure, will talk with her about.
And that's what the breakdown session's all about on the film. As they talk about little things like that. Abby Torrent with the shot, can't get it to drop. Nice job going for the rebound as they tried to get that ball back into the hands of number 11, Kelly Lohr. And Nesbitt says, I'm going to just slow things down a little bit. Now pulling up from 18. All cotton on that shot. 39-20.
You know what? You can't blame her on the shot, but again, you're going to look back. She's going to look back. I'm sure Coach Merritt's going to look back going, you know what? Again, are we better up 17 with 3 minutes left or up 19 with 4 minutes left? But the way their defense is playing at this point, the way their defense is getting at it, you can't complain about anything.
It's going to be a John Glenn timeout. Ball was loose on the floor. John Glenn picked it up. Corey Schneider right in front of the bench says, I need a timeout. We'll take a break and be back in a moment with 3:43 left of the fourth. 39-20. Western on top over John Glenn.
Ow, ow, ouch! My hip, my knee, my joints feel out of whack. Ow, ow, oh my! The pain, I can't take it anymore.
Here we go as we look at the principal extraordinaire out here, Judy Cox, as she runs a great show out here at Western. She's one of the more respected people in the district, and we think greatly and very highly of her.
Oh, she's one of the top administrators, no doubt, and getting her over to the Bay City Public School System was a coup. From Saginaw, and she has done nothing but great things here at Western, and will continue to do great things here at Western.
That is for sure. Just beating that 5-second count to get it in. As Taylor gets it, and we're going to have it travel. As it will go down on the ground. And I'll tell you, Western's hands defensively have been very active, especially here in the second half.
Well, they're just making little things happen, I mean, if you got a drive going and a little bit of a hand going in there, and then all of a sudden you're not getting there as, Tarrant comes up with another steal. She plays well beyond her years. She really does.
And she's just a great athlete, not just a great basketball player, multi-sport athlete. Long three ball. And that is off by McCrum. Fight for the loose change. Here we got a nice situation where Jensen Taylor pulls up from 20. And down at the other end, it is going to be a coast-to-coast kiss off the glass for the deuce from Abby Tarrant. And I'm going to tell you right now, with 2:52 left, Coach Brian Merritt says the last two shots down the floor have been too quick. And he's going to address that right now, and we'll take a break and see how that works on Bay County TV.
My name is Tom Izzo, the men's basketball coach at MSU. The threat of school violence is something that affects everyone and needs to be taken seriously. OK to Say is a confidential way you can report anything that threatens your safety or the safety of others. If you see or hear something that doesn't seem right, submit a tip to OK to Say. You can call, text, email, go online, or use the OK to Say app. You could be the one person who helps to prevent a tragedy.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and TJ Newsham along with you. And I think Coach Merritt didn't like the last two offensive possessions. He decided to have a little talk with the girls right now. And that talk, I believe, is about the way to finish.
Well, you got to make sure you take care of the ball. We know that. And where they're taking the ball out right now, he waited until the girls crossed half court as far as the officials were concerned before he called the timeout. At least you can run something from over that standpoint. Don't pressure. Don't panic. Just get better looks. Handle the ball. Take care of the ball. That's a great opportunity there by Leshinsky. Just a little bit too out of the bounds there. She was a little bit too slow to get to the ball.
Now, see, you're from All Saints, so you knew that Leshinsky right away. I had to ask. It's a great job by Jensen Taylor, but you were spot on with that one, Coach.
Well, I tell you what, you coach long enough, you see a lot of names.
Taylor used all that front iron, and she's going to get caught for a reach in. You want verticality defensively. Just put the hands up and try and make a path deterred to a passing lane.
Well, here's the worst part about the whole situation is, again, she wasn't even looking to shoot it. She was looking to pass it. Just get your hands up. Again, they're playing a little bit of a zone, so they're trying to make sure that they keep Glenn basically away from the basket, which, again, nice defensive possession right there by the Warriors.
We try and teach that verticality, and it just sometimes does not resonate through their mindset, as now Western is doing what we thought that they might do, and that is to bringing the ball back into the floor general Sydney Nesbitt. And Kelly Lohr, I'll tell you, she is just a great lockdown defender, and she always draws that tough assignment every night of the other team's best player. And she's done a remarkable job, Sydney, other than a little stretch. Had not much success in this game. Great job of defense, just holding her own. Nesbitt gets back there in a hurry and fighting to get down the floor. And good defense that time by the Bobcats as they kind of just ease their way over and use that sideline to their advantage.
Well, the sideline's another defender. The division line, the sideline, baseline, it's all an extra defender. If you can get your girls to understand that, how great that can be, especially in this situation where you're not trying to foul necessarily. But I am wondering when Coach Schneider is going to start cranking up the pressure on the fouls, basically extending the game a little bit.
Well, at least they've got an opportunity now, and they will go to that pressure, but tough to put the full court pressure on if your girls are not able offensively to fill the hole.
It's terrible when you're thinking about the best way to set your pressure up is to make a layup. You're turning it over, that doesn't help. You're able to set it up, but you're not getting any closer. So make a layup, make a jump shot, get something a little bit closer offensively to help your defense out. In this situation, they're basically just going null and void.
And again, they're in a hurry, and they got nothing but time.
No, absolutely. If you catch it at the block and you can't go up with it, you take it out. I mean, you have to. And that's again, it's a coaching point. It's a teaching point. Everything they're doing right now is they're all teaching points.
Here's the deuce, and then a Corey Schneider timeout with $1:12 left. Brian Merritt going to get another opportunity to talk to his troops as we look in on Corey Schneider and the Lady Bobcats. Back in a moment for the final 1:12 in just a moment on Bay County TV.
Adam, take two, Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Back here on Bay County TV, off of the pressure. Are they saying that the John Glenn Bobcats must have had, not a late substitute. They had somebody that was sitting down that needed to be in the game. So now we count. That's why the officials all count to make sure you got 5 and 5 and you come to 10. As that ball goes back out. Nice job again as they'll reset the offense. Nothing but time on their hands as they skip past to the near side. And they have really got the Bobcats chasing the basketball because we know that the pass goes quicker than the feet.
Absolutely. They're scattering right now, but they're not even able to get a foul. If they're trying to get a foul, they're not able to get one. And as I say that, on command,
McCrum. But that was a situation where finally they got the ball high and tight on the sideline, had a double team there. You kind of like to see that you might take a couple of seconds before the foul to see if you can tie it up or get a deflection.
Well, we see in the last possession when they dribbled it right out of bounds. So we know that there's opportunities there. But right there, again, going back to what has killed Glenn in the second half is the offensive rebounds. It's a second chance points. It was a one-on-one opportunity, and Western comes away with the rebound.
And to the free throw line. Looks like Humrickhouse. Look at that. Nice first shot. Bend to the knees. Flick of the wrist. All Cotton on the delivery.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, right now she doesn't realize it, but this is a rivalry game. This is an opportunity that they're going to be able to talk about years from now. And Glenn obviously is well produced, and we know the record on Glenn, and they're a very good basketball team themselves. But when you're a opportunity, especially as a freshman, and put some free throws in, kind of some nails in the coffin, that's something you're going to remember.
Well, Humrickhouse, they said, is going to be a very, very talented young lady. They got to think very highly of her to bring her all the way up to the varsity as a freshman. And there is Taylor to Nesbitt. Look at that. She just pretty much just stops on a dime, changes direction.
Just like cross country.
Oh, I know it. She has got a motor on her, boy, and some family heritage to be able to run.
Absolutely.
And that's all there is. There isn't any more. The score is a mere 42 for the Western Lady Warriors, 24 for the John Glenn Lady Bobcats. Back in a minute to put the wraps on the first game as we prepare for the second half of the doubleheader right here on Bay County TV.
Hi, my name is Grace and I love music, but I've also struggled with depression. I wouldn't be here doing what I love if it wasn't for OK to Say.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a 2-year starter on the varsity football team, and with all the pressure building up, I've had thoughts of suicide, and I might not be here today without OK to Say.
Hi, my name is Haley and I just got into med school. If I hadn't got the help that I needed, I wouldn't have been able to pursue my dream of becoming a doctor. OK to Say saved me.
OK to Say saved me.
OK to Say saved me. Don't hesitate to speak up.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and TJ Newsham along with you. John Glenn starts off this game at 4 minutes in, up 5-0, and then the lid went on the basket, and they went on an offensive drought, and Western took advantage.
As a coach, you're sitting there trying to figure out, especially when you're at 5 points, 10 points, especially when you get off to that quick start, what are we missing? What can't we do? What aren't we doing? And sometimes it's the basketball gods. You just have to tip your hat to them and go, you know what? They're good shots we're getting. We're not making them. If you play tomorrow, the same situation, 35% more of those shots are going to go in. It's just one of those situations where in a game like this, especially against a rival where the adrenaline's high, the emotions are high, you get to a situation where you just can't put one in the basket.
And I think if Coach Schneider looks back during that stretch where he didn't really have a lot of success offensively, there was nothing wrong with the shot selection. I think some unforced turnovers helped lead to the demise.
Well, I think when he looks back, I know he may even look back here in the next 20 minutes at this game because that's the type of coach he is. He's going to realize that second chance opportunities, especially in the second half, second chance opportunities. How many times did they give up an offensive rebound? How many times did they give up or create an unforced turnover that they gave right back to Western? Those are the things that are going to drive him nuts. He's going to look back and realize that it's not that bad of a game. When he looks down and he starts basically breaking it down, but it looks better on the scoreboard when you only put up 24 points.
Well, Lamba and Tarrant both have 2 fouls 4 minutes into the first quarter, so maybe that changes your rotation a little sooner than you'd like it to. But, I give Brian Merritt a ton of credit. Down with no points after the first 4 minutes. No panic there. The girls finally settled in. Again, emotion has a lot to do with your adrenaline early on. I think once the Western girls settled down, they played a nice game.
Well, you got to remember, Brian's been coaching for 12, 14 years. This isn't his first rodeo. It's not his first time being down. There's a lot of things that are going on. Understanding it's a rivalry game. You're going to have to expect, almost like the Super Bowl last night, you're going to have to expect a little bit of a chess match to start the game with, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, who's working, who's not working, and give your girls an opportunity to their best opportunity to succeed. And I think that's exactly what he did. He figured out the right tools to push, right buttons to push, and all of a sudden they take the lead. And in the whole second half, it becomes an opportunity for them to maintain it. It's not about trying to build it. It's just maintaining their lead because they were up by 20 points.
Well, they finished in style. They end up winning by 18 points. That about puts the wraps on the first of 2. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.